So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our final speaker, except for Councillor Roy McTaggart. I'm going to invite Councillor McTaggart to come and offer a few closing remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Councillor Roy McTaggart, Councillor for Health.
Good afternoon, everyone. I recognize that the only thing standing between you and your families, lunch, and maybe a flight to catch is me. But I hope you will allow me to bring and deliver a few remarks as we close out this awesome event here this afternoon. I do offer apologies on behalf of the Premier, who is unable to join us today. But I have to say I've been delighted to be here over these past 3 days and to help you now close out what is another successful Cayman Islands Health Care Conference. What a remarkable, what an awesome event this has been over the past 3 days. Don't you agree? It's been jam-packed. We've had almost over 900 people register for this event, making it once again a record event. And I need to thank especially all of our sponsors, amazing local and international healthcare providers, and all of you, the attendees, for joining us at what is and what has become the premier healthcare event in the Cayman Islands. So thank you all. They say time flies when you're having a good time, and we've had a good time these last 3 days, and the time here has flown by for us all. We've had very informative sessions, interactive workshops, and a record-breaking attendance of 900, as I have said. They have all combined to give us continuing proof to the Ministry of Health that not only is this conference educational and needed, but that you, the public, desire it, you demand it. We have heard much over the past 3 days about issues related to this year's topic, embracing emerging trends. And through these past few days, we have addressed such important and timely topics as the planning of healthy communities, care for our loved ones at life's end, the burgeoning issue of mental health, especially as it relates to our own experience here in Cayman, emerging and promising trends in cancer care and treatment, as well as cardiovascular health and allied health. These are all issues and topics that affect each and every one of us at some point in our lives, whether it's through personally or through association with family and loved ones. I am so pleased that so many people from the general public have taken the time out to attend these sessions and to join us at this conference. As you all know by now, all of the sessions and workshops have been open to the public at no cost. That's because we have some awesome sponsors each year who, like us, believe that the health of our society and the community is tantamount to just about anything else in life. To quote 16th century English writer Isaac Walton, who said, "Look to your health, and if you have it, praise God, and value it next to conscience, for health is the second blessing that we mortals are capable of, a blessing money cannot buy." As the Premier told you on Thursday night, the Ministry of Health and the wider healthcare community use these annual conferences to make real, tangible differences to the health and wellness of the people of the Cayman Islands. And I promise you this one will be no different. Through them, we get feedback from the community that we in government are able to use when we undertake short and long-term planning. Each year, there are takeaways, and from these conferences that we develop and put into practice, which have led to honest and frank discussions about health and, in many cases, changes of lifestyles and healthier living for our people. Many of you have heard the Deputy Governor and our Premier on Thursday night talking about the Monday afternoon Government Walk-Run Club, in which civil servants gather outside the administration building after work and walk or jog, and also the Deputy Governor's annual 5K challenge, both of which were born from our annual healthcare conference. I am curious to know what the main takeaways from this conference will lead to, whether they are Whatever they are, I am sure that they will add another layer to our continuing efforts to educate our populace and to get everyone thinking and acting, getting them moving their bodies and pondering about the right things to put into their daily diets. I was so pleased to see so many people take part in this year's conference, and I watched with interest their interaction with the exhibitors who were set up outside this room. Just as our attendance has grown, so have the number of healthcare companies and healthcare-related companies that take the opportunity during this conference each year to reach out to our wider community. I thank you all for your participation. Earlier, I thanked our sponsors, but I am compelled to get a little bit deeper. Our Premier Plus sponsor, Tenet Healthcare, is one of the largest investor-owned healthcare delivery systems in the United States. Tenet's commitment to this conference and the healthcare of the Cayman Islands has been demonstrated each year since the inception of the annual event 6 years ago. Please join me in recognizing them for their contribution. And you know, it really is because of their contribution and all of our other sponsors that we're able to host this conference and offer it to the public for free. Our main mission of this conference each year is to reach out to as many of the residents as we are able to, offering health, well-being solutions and answers. To each of the sponsors, on behalf of the conference organizers and the Ministry of Health, we sincerely thank you for helping us realize that mission. Your participation ensures this conference's success each year. I also thank the public sector, the private sector, and the charitable organizations that have worked together to help us make this conference a reality. It's been a very full, informative, and educational 3 days, and I hope that each of you has enjoyed your time together as much as I have. But the only thing that's left for me to do is to recognize two people for their outstanding commitment and to this conference and to help ensuring its success. I'd like to first of all recognize Mrs. Lizette Yearwood, who's CEO of the Health Services Authority. Lizette, do you mind standing up, making your way up here? I do have a very small presentation for you.
Actually, I'm only a small player in this whole event planning. I'd like for my planning team to stand, please, and for you to recognize the hard work that they have done in putting this together. One of the key members of the planning team, actually, she's very humble, but that's Ms. Ahern. I'd really like to thank her for her contribution as well. She takes time out of her busy schedule to be at all of our planning meetings, so thank you very much and for everything that you've done. Also, it would be remiss of me not to point out the contributions of our Councillor of Health. Councillor McTaggart has been here for the entire time, and I'm sure that he will actually be a huge contribution in helping move some of the information that we have heard from here in this room this weekend to actually putting it into the policies and programs that we have going forward. So thank you, sir, for your contribution.
Thank you. Don't sit down. Lizette actually stole a little bit of my thunder because the final person I wanted to recognize was our Master of Ceremonies, who has kept things really moving and organized and made sure we stayed on track. And so, Jennifer, I would like to thank you with all my heart for all of your efforts and for the work that you performed here to make this a success as well. Thank you. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you all again for helping us to make this conference a success. I really hope you all will be back next year. We can make it even bigger and better. Thank you very much for all of your efforts.
Thank you so much, Councillor, and thank you, everybody. Again, before you run away, I do have some last housekeeping bits to do. Just to let you all know, if you missed any of the presentations, the videos of the speakers and their presentations are going to be available online after the conference. If you haven't liked us on Facebook yet, you need to do that, because then you'll get the heads up on what we've got cooked up for next year as well. So on Facebook, it's Healthcare Conference, and online, it's healthcareconference.ky. So the other thing, too, I want to remind you, I mentioned yesterday, our ministry is also responsible for the waste management project, and therefore we would ask you to recycle. We want you to make sure you leave behind your lanyards. There's baskets, I think, on your way out. Please do that, and don't forget to give us your feedback. If you don't get a chance to do it today with one of the forms, you will be getting an email after the conference to fill it out online. Please do give us your feedback. Let us know if you've got any suggestions for next year's conference that you'd really like to see. Huge thank you again to all of our volunteers. Please give them a big round of applause. As well as all of our awesome speakers and sponsors. Thank you all for taking the time out to share these days with us. I hope you found it enjoyable and informative, and I will look forward to seeing you all next year. Have a fabulous weekend.